Big Sunday coming up here for the Chicago Bears. Playoff implications across the NFL landscape. So much to talk about. Is it a trap game? We know it's a cold game. It's going to be bitterly cold. Wake up, Briggs. Wake up. It's the Brick by Brick podcast starting right now.
There you go. Get it right.
Welcome back to the Brick by Brick podcast, presented by our good friends over at Circa Sports, Illinois, and Empire Today. Make sure you're hitting up circasports.com for all your gambling needs. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And with Empire Today, use the code CHGO for $350 off all your flooring needs. I am your host, Greg Briggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Jerry Azumah, a.k.a. Zoom. And then, of course, Lance Briggs, L Boogie,
Double
the
nickel.
55, double nickel.
Burger.
Sniffle.
Future Hall of Famer.
Sniffles.
Ex-screamer.
Throat. Okay, thanks. Throat clear. Thank you. Appreciate
Throat clear. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, mister. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, let's get into it, guys. A lot to talk about. We got the blueprint coming up here in a little bit. Of course, we do dub bets with Circa Sports, looking at the Week 15 NFL slate. This is going to be a fun one for me personally, because now we're not just looking at games across the NFL. We're looking at games that have huge implications attached to the Bears as well. This is a big Sunday for that in that regard. And so let's just, hey, it's a vibe check. How we feeling? I mean, you got this trap game kind of sandwiched in between
Who is
two.
starting this whole trap game thing? And what exactly does that even mean?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Is there such a thing as a trap game?
This is not a trap game.
Okay.
This is definitely not a trap game. Look, the Bears have to do what they have to do against the Browns. The Browns are not a good football team, so they can't, fall down to their level. They have to stay at a high level and really steamroll this team. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity to get back on track offensively and defensively and special teams, and give a little check to the coaches staff, too, to let them know that, wait a minute, we need to go out there and we need to dominate this game. This should be – I expect the Bears to dominate this game. I know it's going to be cold and all, but – it doesn't matter to me. This Bears game should be dominated by the Bears.
Yep. I think the Bears are. We'll check later with Circa Sports, but they're around a 7-point favorite at home against the Browns. You got Shedeur Sanders, who's been playing really well. Lance, I know you're a fan, and
you're a fan.
I know he's a Shedeur
I don't want to
fan.
see none of that on Sunday.
Yeah, so
none of that.
So you got the Packers game that was, a very emotional, physical game on the road against your rivals. Then you have them here in a short week coming up.
Yeah.
So, to me, those are the elements of why it could be a trap game. But how are you feeling on the subject of traps here, Lance?
I think there's a lot going on in the world today. A lot of distractions, a lot of things that could grab your attention away from what's at hand and what's most important and what's right in front of you. Bears coming off a loss to the Packers, that team up north. They're coming off a loss to that team, and so for them, it's about how do you respond? How do you respond? You're still a 9-win team. You're a team that should win the majority of these games coming up, or you have an opportunity to if you stay focused, you stay locked in. The Browns are a team that even though they're eliminated from the playoffs, they're something that they could be creating with a Shedeur, at quarterback. He could be breathing new life into this team, and and they're already preparing for next year and let everybody know, hey, this is what you have to look for in playing the spoiler for this year's playoffs moving into 2026.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns don't have anything to lose right now. They're going out there and they're just trying to figure out what's going on with their football team and their coaching staff. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be playing loose. They're going to be just trying to get after the Chicago Bears. And like Lance said, they're going to try to play the spoiler. But it's all about the Chicago Bears. Like, we shouldn't be focused too much about what the Browns can do and what can't do. It should be all about what the Bears should be doing moving forward. The Bears are a superior team to the Browns, and we don't need to fall to their level at all. We need to continue to do the things that have been successful for the Chicago Bears, which is offensively running the football. I want to see a lot of that, especially in minus 10 degrees or whatever it's going to be. A lot of that. And then defensively, Shador, he's playing in his third game as a starter. Mm-hmm. You should be getting after him, And I know that we've had trouble with our one-on-one matchups and schemes, but it's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty. This team isn't that good. That offensive line's not that great. We should be getting after that quarterback.
Well, normally this time of year, the last few years, instead of looking at all of the different scenarios of how the Bears can make the playoffs, I'm looking at all the different scenarios of, like, what's the highest pick they can get in the draft. And there's this website called Tankathon that will kind of provide you, like, where you're at if the season ended today in the draft. And so I haven't looked at this all year. It's the first time I'm actually going into this all year. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm looking at Cleveland. Because if I'm a Cleveland fan, as fun as it is that Shador, okay, maybe you found your quarterback. We'll see. They've tried, like the Bears. They might be the only team worse than the Bears in that regard of bad quarterback luck over the last 30 years. Mm-hmm. They've had a laundry list of quarterbacks. It's like Death Valley over there. But I know we're not much to talk here in Chicago. But that being said, Cleveland right now is picking 4th in the NFL draft. And a lot like last year where the Bears only won 5 games and yet still picked 10th in the draft, it's starting to become this thing where the NFL is very top-heavy, and then the teams at the bottom aren't really trying all that hard to win because they're trying to get their quarterback. They're trying to rebuild their roster by having that top pick. And once again, there is a 4-win team that's a 4-win team right now. I mean, there's 4 games to go, but Cincinnati's sitting at 10th as a 4-win team. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with 3 wins here for Tankathon. So, like, for Cleveland, winning games, I know you guys as players would probably want to jump through and kill me for saying this, but, like, it doesn't really help you to win. Like, you want to stay in that top 5. Winning games might hurt you. And so, I know that this probably goes against everything you guys believe in, but I'm just saying a win significantly drops them down in the draft order.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not a Cleveland Brown or never have been or a Cleveland Brown fan, but, there does come a time where you say, okay, hey, well, better luck next year. We'll get them next year. We'll get them next year. There's what hope do you have when you say we might get a top 10 pick this year? That means that no matter what happens each year, we're at the bottom. We're at the doggone bottom. This team had 4 quarterbacks. This team had 4 quarterbacks this year. Like, it's you couldn't figure it out. You couldn't figure it out. You know what I mean? And the highest one that you drafted this year didn't pan out for you. You did everything you could to make it work out for him. It didn't pan out for him. You traded Joe Flacco away. Deshaun Watson has guaranteed money and he's on the shelf. At some point, we have to say to hell with getting a number top 10 pick. I want to win. Give me hope. Give me something. I'd rather have a pick that's in the 20s because we're right there winning and we're at the edge and we're on the cusp of doing something great here rather than having a top 10 pick every year. I just don't see it that way.
I mean, if you look at the Browns have had a lot of picks in like the top 10 over the past like decade. Mm-hmm. Their best pick to date was probably Myles Garrett, right?
Yes.
Number one. But outside of that, out of all their high draft picks, like what have they shown? They've shown that
Joe
they've
Thomas.
been able. Yeah, but they've shown that they can fumble that. You know,
Yeah.
it's the organization, it's whoever's picking, it's the GMs, it's the head coaches. Like all of that stuff needs to be reworked and revamped. So I don't think that they're actually looking at the draft. I just agree with Lance. Like it's all about winning. Like what do we have now? And then what holes do we need to fill possibly later in the draft? And how do we get to a winning program? That's the thing that they need to figure out. Not, you know, if we get the second or first or third, you know, pick in the draft.
Well,
Tell
you
me
guys
that's
are
loser talk.
It is.
I get it.
It is.
And
those are pros over there
You know what? I get it.
with a lot of pride.
I get it, and it's okay to be wrong. And you guys are wrong. I've caught a lot of heat for this for the Bears the last few years, and I won. Like I was told the year the Bears had the chance at their own number one pick that they needed to learn how to win. Hogue was telling me it on set that year. You had other people around the Bears beat. They need to learn how to win. That was 3 years ago. I don't think any game at the end of that season when they had a chance at the number one pick and Lovie Smith ended up getting it for him in the final week, none of those games mattered about what's happening right now. And that helped them in a big way with the trade that ended up going to Carolina and the trickle-down effect that kind of has led us to Caleb Williams and everything else that's been going on here in Chicago. It doesn't guarantee you anything, but it certainly helps your opportunity for success going forward. It's the Browns, just because other top 5 picks hasn't worked out for the Browns, that's their own ineptitude. I'm just saying that's their own ineptitude.
Is there a pick that's in the draft right now?
They still have Stefanski there. Like you're talking about these picks that the Bears have had, but where are these picks without Ben Johnson? You know what I mean? What is it? What if we still had Matt Eberflus coaching here? You know, where are our picks? What are all those picks that you're talking about? You know, the coaching. It's absolutely this coaching. You can put a bunch of number one picks or top 10 picks together, and the Browns are an example.
Still going to be
the
Browns.
You're still going to be the Browns, and what does the Browns do? Stink. Browns stink.
Yeah,
I mean, is there a guy that's in the draft right now that's a high draft pick that can come in and save? The Browns franchise.
I think in that regard, this isn't a quarterback-heavy draft.
Exactly.
Like it was the year. I mean, the Bears did get lucky that season with the quarterbacks that were available. All those teams did, whether it was Jaden Daniels or Drake May and Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy. I don't know how lucky Minnesota's feeling right now, but they gave it a swing. It wasn't like he was a top 5 pick, but they did take a shot at it. So it doesn't always work out that way, at least from a quarterback standpoint. And to your point, Briggs, I think you do make a good point in terms of how important the coaching is versus the players, because you look at a guy like Darnell Wright, who was a top 10 pick, and now he's just truly blossoming into a top tier right tackle. He was always a very good player, but now he's a great player because of the coaching that they have.
Coaching definitely does matter, but also a good GM, a good president, good chairman. Like people at the top, they have to be on the same page. And I think with the Bears organization, they finally figured those things out. Like they got football dudes in here to make football decisions, and now we're seeing it blossom on the football field.
All right.
To your point though about the Browns maybe should be prioritizing winnings. I'm just gonna rattle off their last 10 first round picks.
Yes.
We got Mason Graham last year. He's got half a sack this year.
This year's draft class for the Browns is unbelievably outstanding. They got Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins. They got Fannin, the tight end.
Tight end, yeah. They're all doing work.
They've got Shador Sanders, but go ahead with the rest.
Here's the other 9.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Jedrick Wills Jr., Baker Mayfield, who they cut ties with, and now he's good.
Yep.
Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Jabril Peppers, David Njoku, Corey Coleman, who's out of the league, and Danny Shelton, who I believe is also out of the league.
Yeah, so it's a mixed bag. Mixed bag for sure.
But they couldn't make it work.
But that that's two separate conversations of you have to have great players like Myles Garrett. You have to have a quarterback. But you also, you need a good coach or none of it matters.
You need a good system.
We've learned that here in Chicago. So, that being said, with Briggs, your point about the 4 quarterbacks the Browns have, well, the Colts, they had 0 quarterbacks. What are you guys' thoughts on the grandpa Grandpa Rivers, Phillip Rivers, joining the Colts, coming back to the league after being out for 4 years. He's 44 years old. He's a grandpa.
He's a grandpa.
And he's going to be out there under center.
And the Colts were like, you know what? That's going to be our guy. That's wild to me.
I
think he's got 17 kids.
It's something like that.
Yeah, it's something
That's
high.
up there. He's got a high number of kids.
I want to say it's 10.
Yeah, I think he has 10. I think he has Diamond.
Okay, I'm 7 off.
Golly.
Well, what are you guys' thoughts on that? I mean, the idea of, Briggs, I won't give away your age, but could you imagine joining the Bears right now? I mean, they needed linebacker help the last few weeks. What are you doing, Briggs? Phillip, when the Colts need help, timeout. When the Colts needed help, no. When the Colts needed help, 44-year-old.
I'm worried about my age.
Listen. All right, fine. Then I'll call you out. Fine. Then I'll call you out. Phillip Rivers, 44 years old. The Colts need help. He helps them out. You've been sitting here, 45 years old. We didn't have any linebackers the last few weeks. Where are you, Briggs? Why aren't you on the field?
Come on, Briggs.
I'm sitting right next to you. What are you talking about? I'm retired. Man. Listen, I'm not. That stuff. Those days are over. All right. That was the brickhead comment of the week for you, buddy.
And you too.
There's a shortage of quarterbacks in the NFL. Clearly,
and you too.
Because we're going to go see the grandpa.
Kyler couldn't finish warm-ups. You're going to have to suit up here soon too. We're trying to make a playoff push.
My hips don't work like that anymore. I can't do it.
Can't get your Shakira back. Nope.
No.
What are you guys? What were you guys' memories of playing against Phillip Rivers? I know he was a big trash talker. Did he ever say anything to you guys?
The biggest one that I remember, man, is when we went to play San Diego the first week of 07, and we lost Mike Brown again, and this was the last time, and it was one of those, he worked so hard to come back from one injury to another, and we started it out, and Lorenzo Neal kind of pulled him the wrong way, and it was over, and I knew when he went down that time that it was going to be the end. That he, it was just a lot. He had just gotten back, so that was one of the memories that I remember the most. I remember Tommy Harris and Phillip Rivers jawing at each other, and then I also remember the preseason game against the Chargers when Ron Rivera was the defensive coordinator the year after he left the Bears.
Yep.
And we're playing him. Now, remember, this is a preseason game, okay? So it's supposed to be the most vanilla. We don't put any – those suckers blitzed us 23 times in the first quarter. They blitzed us 23 times.
Mid-season form.
Right? It's like remember the Titans. You will blitz all night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, it's certainly interesting, and we'll look at it here later on, but the Colts have a game here in a couple weeks. I think they play the 49ers where they could help the Bears' playoff hopes with a win here in a couple weeks. So they're doing everything they can to figure it out, but the quarterback position for them has certainly been unlucky. Before we take a break, obviously we talked a little bit about this, I believe, on Sunday's after show, but, this game has the potential to be -20 wind chill. It's going to be one of the coldest games in recorded history. Of Soldier Field. I was actually at one of the coldest games. That was in 2008. Monday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. Alex Brown blocked the kick to send it to overtime, and Robbie Gould kicked the field goal in overtime to win it. Matt Forte, I think, had a touchdown in that game as well. And I think Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher forced a fumble on the sidelines on that game. But it was a cold one. My wife and I were at that game.
The field froze before pregame, so nobody could go out there on the field. And I remember there, and I don't know which running back it was, but running backs had the ball, and he was running in between the tackles, kind of and bending it toward the sideline. I remember grabbing him right? And it was like we had ESP, and we both knew. Like I didn't want us to go to the ground, and he didn't want to go to the ground either. So it was just a stalemate, and we ran all the way to the sideline. All right, as soon as we got to the sideline and let him go, and was thankful that we didn't have to hit that damn turf.
Yeah, being outside at Soldier Field is not nice, especially with that lake effect coming right at you with that wind. So, I mean, look, we played several games at Soldier Field where the field conditions just weren't that good, but both teams have to play on it,
right.
you know, and it's geared towards running the football, which we do best. So we'll get more into that later on.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going to be a Swift and Monungai special here coming up on Sunday, you know, and I, you know, when you look at Shedeur Sanders, who born and raised in Texas, right? Then he goes to Colorado, which, you know, I think on its surface would be kind of considered a cold weather state.
Yeah, it is.
But it's going to be 60 degrees for
It's going to be different.
It's going to be 60 degrees in Denver.
First.
Yeah.
It was Jackson first and then went to. But,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Minor detail.
All right, calm down over there, okay?
Now he's coming into minus 20.
Shout out to the HBCUs, okay? Thank you very much.
There you go. There you go.
Come on.
Shout him out.
Where's the thumbs up? Come on now. But to my point, before you put me off track here, was it's actually not as cold in Colorado.
True.
Like especially for college where they don't play deep into December. Right. So like I don't know if Shedeur has ever really played in conditions
It's going to be a different type of cold.
Yeah, like there's very few Green Bay, you know, or Chicago, or that one outdoor game in Minnesota. Buffalo, that's fair. But there's very few places that have this kind of cold.
Right.
Foxborough, I'd say Foxborough, they might have that. They might have that type of effect as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Jerry, you're from out there. You would know.
Yep. Yeah, it gets cold for sure.
So, you know, I like I said, I know we talked about it the other day, but like, what were some of the things that you tried to do to prepare yourself to play in that? Because I know you guys are from the sleeveless era.
The sleeveless era, baby. There's nothing you can really do to prepare. It's just you just kind of have to deal with it. So obviously, you just got to go out there, warm up, try to build a sweat, and hold on to it as much as possible. But yeah, when it's cold like that and it's the temperatures have dropped to that severe temperature, there's nothing that you can really do. You just have to try to keep your hands as warm as possible, because for me, my hands were super important. So you had to try to keep those as warm as possible. So you had the warmers and like the little pouch. So you're just going to have to rely on that.
Braggs, what did you do when you played high school football, like to prepare for like a cold winter game?
See, you joke, but I have logged more hours out in the cold than either of you two.
I don't know about that.
As a bricklayer for 20 years, I'd be working in this right now. Thank you very much. If it wasn't for me tricking this company into giving me a job. So
isn't there a certain temperature where you can't lay bricks?
No, you tarp over.
So you got a tarp.
Yeah, right, but you got to build all that, and you got to tear it down. Like, you're not always in the tarp. The bricks are in the tarp, but you're not always in the tarp.
Okay.
Like
you got to build a bigger tarp.
Yeah. Well, you can't have the whole job site can't be tarp. But
why not?
The front of the house will be. And so, yeah, I mean,
sound like a lot of excuses.
Well, I'll say this much: we weren't sleeveless out there doing it. Like we were layered up. That's for sure. And what's going on with the hitchhikers?
No, I was just saying I agree. That's the saying. I agree.
So now, like I said, like to me, toes and fingers. Once those go, you can't think straight.
You can't even get them back.
Right.
Once they're gone, you can't get them back.
Right. So like that's going to be a big key here.
Both teams have to play in it, which is good. And then at the same time, just play fast and play hard. Like smash them one good time. You know what I'm saying? And then let that be known that this is going to be a physical game. And usually people quit.
But
someone's going to quit on that field.
These are two cold weather teams. You know, right. Cleveland's a cold city. Shoot, I've seen Cleveland. I've seen it snowing in Cleveland in April. You know, so I've seen years where that's happened. So it's right. and the thing about Cleveland, if you've ever been there, it's they don't have their cleanup crew or their sweepers the way that Chicago does. So when that snow comes down in downtown Chicago, those sweepers come out and they're cleaning those streets out really quick. So when you come out that next day, the streets are clear. In Cleveland, they might have one going around downtown. So those streets, they just build up and they build up and they build up and they build up. So you're trekking through a lot more in Cleveland than you are in Chicago.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely building up over here. We've gotten as much snow this year.
How do you know that?
Because I've been there. I'm like walking around when we were traveling. We always go to. Obviously, we went to Cleveland in like the December game. Played Cleveland late. So I'm like, did it snow last night? Why is there so much snow still on the streets? I don't get it. Walk right back into the hotel. I've had plans. Cancel them.
Just calling out the street management people.
Man. They got to get it right over there in Cleveland.
Tough scene. All right, well, let's take a quick time out. Give a shout-out to our presenting sponsors. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the blueprint on how the Bears can beat the Browns on a big Sunday here in December. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Trust me, they are always taking care of the people. So bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season, whether it's spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it for you. Tight money line splits. Fun and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Stay tuned here later here in the Brick by Brick podcast. We are going to be doing dub bets and helping you make some money here on the Week 15 NFL slate, going over some different lines. A lot of really intriguing games with some Bears playoff implications attached to them. So download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, but make sure you're always using our good friends over at Circa Sports. And also got to give a shout out to our other presenting sponsor here on the Brick by Brick podcast, and that is Empire Today, because just like your favorite team needs a home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get that. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day of the week. We've all been to those big box stores. Yeah, they've got a flooring department, but the people working there, they don't know what they're doing. They might have been doing plumbing the day before, and as we always say here on the Brick by Brick podcast, you can't trust plumbers. You can only trust bricklayers and the good people over at Empire Today, because they give you clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code CHGO. That's a $350 discount with code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details. All right, we are back here on the Brick by Brick podcast. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we are inching closer to 100,000 subscribers. That's going to be a fun day when we get to that number. Not too far away, but we are only days away from the Bears versus the Browns. Kind of went over whether it's a trap game, how we're going to handle the cold. Now we're going to give you the blueprint on how the Bears can beat the Browns here. So Briggs, start us off as you always do. You're muted,
fellas.
Briggs.
No, I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted. Well, number one, fellas, I think we got to keep Shedeur in the pocket. I think, stopping him is stopping the idea of what he brings to the table. And that is he's bringing a breath of fresh air for a team that has been eliminated from the playoffs. The one area that we lack the most defensively is our pass rush. So if he's able to have some time in there to pick our defense apart, or have an opportunity to pick our defense apart, that's going to continue. That's going to give them momentum. We want to take that momentum away as best as we possibly can.
No question. I mean, I've brought it up a few times from some different quarterbacks. I had my concerns about Jalen Hurts getting out of the pocket. That ended up not happening. Maybe they should be doing a little bit more of that after he threw 4 interceptions the other day.
No, it's a lot.
But they have had a few other quarterbacks that I've continued to reference, whether it was Tyler Huntley, Jackson Dart, or Jaden Daniels, that they did have trouble containing, and so you know that this is going to have to be a point of emphasis in this game. I completely agree with you. All right, well then what do you got here for your second key, sir?
Second key is, listen, have a plan for Myles Garrett. He's a problem no matter what he is, no matter where he's at on the football field. I think he's been the top pass rusher, in the NFL for a long time. And if we're going to have success, obviously we're going to run the ball. That's what we do well. But if we're going to have success passing the ball, we're going to have to keep him away from number 18.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, you say have a plan for Myles Garrett, but is there such a thing? I mean, truly.
Yeah, chip him. You got to have to chip him, double him, ream him, kick him out, do as many things as possible, make the game uncomfortable for him. Get as many double teams as you can on him against the run. 2 guys versus 1, that always spells a higher percentage of success. Get him moving backwards instead of him always moving forward.
Interesting.
It's scary. I will also point out that your keys were backwards. You submitted them to me, and you did them. You did 2 first, and then 1 second. They are good keys. They were
very good keys.
They were just backwards. You have any thoughts on that?
Does it matter? Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, the answer, it doesn't matter, but we got the reaction.
Usually the keys pop up. The keys usually pop up as we're speaking. And
so it's Steven's
fault. Production's fault.
Well, I was about to click publish, and then you said the wrong one, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to keep it on.
Production.
I'm going to spoil the second one.
Everybody just throwing everybody under the
bus.
bus.
Okay, hold on a minute. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Hold on. See this right here? See that right there?
Yeah. Better be careful showing your phone.
Dude, don't swipe left.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You never know who you get a text from.
Keep Shedeur in the pocket. Keep Shedeur in the pocket. Have a plan for Myles Garrett. That's how I got it.
So now we know whose problem. It was actually a Bragg's problem then, because he
fault.
made the graphics.
It was my fault.
Right.
Damn it.
Thank you.
And he tries calling you out.
Me, buddy.
Call him out. Let him know.
Brickalism.
Damn it.
That really turned on me really quick.
Turn fast on you. Get him right.
Come on now.
All right. Well, they were great keys. And I will put my hand up after everyone kind of took the blame there for a minute. It was my fault. So Zoom, let's see if I messed yours up as well. Let
me see what pops up first.
Your first key.
Keep Shedeur in the pocket.
Oh boy.
Yes, it's going to be important to contain Shedeur. The last thing I want to see is him doing his little celebration. But he's going to come in here, and because he's feeling himself right now. He threw for over 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he ran for a touchdown. So even though they lost, he was still very productive in that offense. It seems like the offense is a little different when he's involved. So we're going to have to pressure him. He's still a rookie. He still has things to learn. We're going to have to get after him. And I know that our defensive line hasn't been successful, but for this game, it's about dominating an opponent that is lesser than you. And that's what I want to see. I want to see this team, the Bears, dominate the Browns, especially in the trenches.
Isn't that crazy, man? 364 passing yards, 29 rushing. I mean, he normally had 400 total yards of offense on his own.
That's a lot.
This is only
so he's going to be feeling himself.
Start, right? I mean, I know the Titans aren't very good, and the Browns ended up losing anyway. I mean, I will say they were down 2-score, and then they had a few scores, almost tie the game at the end.
Yeah.
And then they did some kind of wildcat.
Also, they're
imagine having 400 total yards of offense, and then they didn't have Shedeur Sanders out there for the final 2 points.
It makes no sense to me.
That's insane.
Yeah, coaching, like we talked about, Lance, coaching.
That's really
bad coaching right there.
Yeah. And you got to watch out.
Stefanski's still there. Stefanski's still there. They're gonna have to figure it out.
Do you think if they got rid of Stefanski that they'd be giving a call to Deion Sr.? I mean, I'm being serious.
I mean,
Deion's not going.
Deion's not going there.
Okay.
But also to extend with that, their running backs too are really good out of the backfield. So watch out for a lot of passes to the running backs. Kind of like we talked about before, an extension to the running game.
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins had one catch for 58 yards.
There we go.
So somebody you certainly got to keep in check. I'm definitely worried about Harold Fannin Jr.
Yeah, the tight end's he's been balling.
He has been a baller this year, and he had 8 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown. So, for a rookie quarterback, tight end's always going to be your best friend.
Best friend, right.
These tight ends are going to have to play sticky coverage with a very talented tight end and fan in there. So,
but that's why the trenches are so important. Sweat has to get after it. I mean, there was a stat that popped up about the pass rush win rate against Green Bay, and Austin Booker was 4%, Dexter was 5%, Jarrett was 23.5%, and Sweat was 35.3%. Not good. It's definitely not good. That needs to improve. But Shedeur is going to be seeing all of this stuff. He's going to be feeling himself, like I said, for throwing over 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's going to come out and try to sling that thing if we don't get after him.
All right. What you got? You got something, Briggs? I see you shaking your head.
No, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. And when you look at when you're breaking down tape on the Bears defense, you're looking at, okay, how can we take advantage of this team? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Okay, we believe that even though we've given up a lot of, we don't protect well. This is a team we can protect against and get at least 4 or 4+ seconds. If we can get that, we can open up this defense. We can find plays. And if you can see, we can attack them 40 yards down the field. There are explosive plays that they will give up to you. If we can exploit those, we have a chance to beat this team.
And also Saunders last game had a lot of explosive plays, a lot of chunk plays down the football field. So he's going to be looking to, push that ball down the football field. So it's going to be extra important for the trenches to step up and make it uncomfortable in that pocket for him.
All right, so you guys have a little theme to your keys. What's your second key?
It's pretty easy here. Second one.
Pretty easy.
Have a plan for Myles Garrett.
Now you're starting to sound like Briggs. It's pretty easy.
I mean, there's only 2 people on one side on the offensive side is Shedeur, and then on the defensive side it's Myles Garrett.
Right.
So you have to have a plan for him. He is a game wrecker, and he is the type of person that from one play can just totally change the landscape of a football game.
Well, I think the hard part about having a plan or keeping him in check, whatever your goal is for Myles Garrett, is a lot like Micah Parsons. They move him all over the football field. And so how do you game plan for a guy? I mean, Julius Peppers was kind of
slide protection to wherever he's at, and then chip him and bump him. And Lance, I think you said something with the R.
Ream.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
That's doubling.
So
that's doubling down.
So what is the ream?
A ream. So that's doubling down on a player with a puller coming in and hitting him while they're double teaming him and ream his ass right out of the hole. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. A lot of bricks there.
I can't believe the blueprint is to ream his ass. What the hell?
Ream him. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He'll never want to come back to Chicago.
Ever. Steven, listen, let's not take the focus away from this because I'm pretty sure that Jerry's was minimize Myles Garrett, and mine was have a plan for Myles Garrett. Okay, I didn't mess that up, and Zoom didn't mess that up. All right, I know where that.
It was minimize Myles Garrett. It was
correct. Yes, and mine was have a plan for Myles Garrett. Yes.
Because look, Myles. Yeah, so it is switched.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, I mean, we're all over the place here.
Man!
But mine was minimize Myles Garrett.
When I was, when the foreman is putting together the blueprint and all the keys,
you had
are in
one
the
job.
wrong spot. The house is gonna get. This is not good.
At least you got Shedeur right.
Let me tell you, Briggs,
spell it real quick.
When I was spelling Shedeur Sanders, I triple checked because I was like, how do I spell this right? Lance Briggs is going to tell everybody that I did this on purpose.
Always messing up the easy names.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I was nervous. I was like, we got to make sure we get this right. All right.
Yes, minimize Myles Garrett.
Well, he's got 20 sacks already this year. So, I mean, there's been 13 games they played already. Teams have tried doing this. They haven't been able to stop him.
Right.
He's 2.5 sacks away from tying the NFL record.
Yeah. He's highly motivated right now to get to the
4
quarterback.
games.
Highly.
It's like, dang, Miles.
But he wants to do it now. He wants to do it now, immediately.
Not only now, but he can blow the record out where no one will ever be able to touch it again. Like, that's crazy.
He's highly motivated.
Records are meant to be broken. Let me ask you this: Would you trade for him?
Well, that's the interesting thing.
No, because you're giving up too much for a person like Myles Garrett, and I don't want to give up a lot. I don't think that I don't think that we're just one player away on defense.
I disagree.
20 sacks.
I would do it.
But you'd have to give up. You want to give up a person like Jalen Johnson?
It would be
No.
It probably
Or
would
multiple
be,
people like Jalen?
It'd probably be like, I mean, what did Micah get? What was Micah's deal?
Is he $60 million a year?
No, I'm not talking about deal. I'm
Oh,
talking
that
about
was
the
2
trade.
first-round picks and Kenny Clark.
So it would probably be
Jalen
'cause I don't
Johnson,
know
a
if-
first-rounder.
I don't know if they'd want a player because they're rebuilding, right? They're going to want 3 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, they're going to want too much.
They're going to get 2 first-round picks for 20 sacks a year.
I'm not making that trade.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, that is kind of the interesting thing about
Feels
the
a
Bears.
little younger.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Micah's younger than Miles, right?
It'd be a little different.
That is the thing when you look back on, like, if Poles had known what they know now about the position the Bears are in at the top of the NFC or fighting for to be one of the top teams in the NFC, would they have traded for Micah Parsons? Because I think I was not signing off on that thought before the season. I was like, no, we're just now restarting, developing. This is year 1 of Ben Johnson. Do not give up draft equity. But, man, it would be nice to have Micah Parsons on this team right now.
It would be nice.
Because they would, I mean, if Micah Parsons was on the Bears right now, they would be one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, in some ways, they'd be right there with the top teams in the league. So, I mean, to your question about Myles Garrett.
I think the Bears are a top team in the league. They are. When you look at the top teams in the league, I think the Bears are one of the top teams.
So
in the league.
you think that there's we're a player away defensively from getting to where we need to get to?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, all they're missing on this team is a pass rush. I mean, they need consistency on offense. You know, the quarterback still has to develop a little more with things that but I mean, they're explosive on offense. They average like 28 points a game. They lead the league in takeaways. The only thing they don't do is get to the quarterback. Even when their linebackers are out, the other linebackers are making plays.
What about stopping the run?
They've been pretty good. I mean, I feel like, I
They
don't have
117 rushing yards in this last game.
They haven't been that great.
Rushing yards this past game. I mean, it just depends on what standard we're talking. If giving up 100 yards a game is okay, then maybe so. But they had a game where they gave up 86 yards rushing. That was very good. This year, most of the games they've given up more than 100 yards, or probably 100. The week before it was 186 yards. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying.
Steven,
yeah, I got the number. So they're 12th in the league in rush yards allowed. They are allowing over 100 rush yards per game to opposing running backs. So you are right about that, Lance. And it's, what is that, about 105, 106-ish?
Yeah. 12th in the league, though. So if you add Myles Garrett to the equation, then you would have to think that would probably help that, right? And you'd be able to dip into the top 10 of that category. So it's certainly something for them to consider, whether it's Myles Garrett or Max Crosby. You saw what it did for the Packers, how it's elevated them to an opportunity to win a Super Bowl this year. I think it could be the same now that you know what this Bears team is going into next year. But to your point, Jerry, I do understand, like, if you don't, now you have more room to work with the next few years with first-round picks to develop on your own. Draft your own Max Crosby.
Come on now. Yeah. Let's get better in the draft.
Right.
that's the direction I want the Chicago Bears to go in. Like, there's a lot of great talent that's out there. Let's develop this talent and make them into, Hall of Famers.
Yep. So got to have a plan for Myles Garrett, and I have to have a plan for understanding where to put things in the blueprint correctly.
You're all over
next
the
week.
place.
Hopefully the Bears don't follow my blueprint because it's all over the map here this week. But they are good points, and that's why for me, my 2 points, I kind of focused on things outside of what you guys already hit on. And so for me, number one is start fast on offense. This is something the Bears have, at the beginning of the year, it felt like that's what they were doing well, and it's been a while since I feel like the Bears have really started fast. And when you're facing a team like the Browns who only have 3 wins, don't give them hope, right? Come out and smack them in the mouth.
Yes.
If you look at like the Saints game earlier this year, yeah, they made it a little fight in between the game, but the Bears immediately went up, early on them, big, 3 score. And at that point, that's a tall hill to climb, especially in this kind of cold weather. If the Bears can start fast, that's going to really take the life out of Cleveland. They're going to be thinking about that warm bus to get home to get to the airport. And not just the offense start fast, but Caleb in particular.
Yes.
And Caleb's talked about this week how he's really trying to emphasize getting into that. After those first couple series, he really started to dial in and be more accurate, be more consistent. But at some point, he's got to stop thinking about the moment, in my opinion. That, in my humble opinion, I think that's when people are like, well, what is it? It's the footwork or the accuracy or not being on the same page with his receivers. Personally, I think the number one thing that Caleb can control is not getting over amped up about the moment. And when he's sailing balls, and I just feel like he knows the play.
He's excited.
He's reading the play correctly. He knows where he's going to his read, and he's just way too excited to get to it.
Exactly.
He's way too excited about the moment of the big rival. Next week it's going to be a primetime affair. You got to somehow not think about that and just play your game.
Yeah.
That's the personal ice water in his veins. That's right.
Put
You gotta
the
have ice in your veins.
Read your keys. Pull the trigger. Read your keys and pull the trigger. You know what your keys are pre-snap. All right. As soon as the ball is snapped, read your keys. Throw the ball. Throw it.
It's such a weird thing with Caleb because in the fourth quarter, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's ice in his veins. He's the ice man in the fourth quarter, and somebody's got to tell this guy, hey, Iceman, it's fourth quarter is the first quarter. So my second key is don't fight your identity. You are a running team. Run the ball. Run that damn ball. And this is an opportunity here when you look at some of the rankings. The Bears are second in the league in rushing yards per game. Cleveland's defense is 13th in the league, giving up rush yards per game. So, hey, this is going to be a quintessential run the ball game for DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai.
Yeah.
Don't fight your identity. On pivotal down and distances, when it's 4th and 1, give it to the guys that have gotten you to this point. You have an elite offensive line. You have great running backs. And so run that damn ball.
There's opportunity on that side of the ball, too. I mean, last week, Pollard rushed for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Browns. So there's a lot of opportunity there, and that should be that's the identity of the Chicago Bears, and that should be the number one in terms of the blueprint is to run the football and attack this team immediately.
Get the game over fast. Get the game over fast. Run the ball. Keep the clock running. Control the clock. Keep your defense off the field. When your defense gets out there, have them take the ball away, get off on third down, and whatever Cairo must do, Cairo needs to be 100%. And let's sharpen iron sharpens iron. So let's sharpen our knife or our axe and keep chopping wood.
Real quick, and going back to Caleb, I want to see Caleb under center, and I want to see some 3-step drop. I want to see some rhythm throws. That's what I want to see. Because I feel like once he starts doing that, then he doesn't get super excited. So, let's get him into some rhythm throws, some 3-step drop under center, some easy throws to make some easy completions. Because right now his completion rate is not really that great.
Nope.
And we need to take control of that.
Yep, and I think
he may have to. He may have to with Myles Garrett screaming down on him.
Yeah.
Yep. Screamers. So let's take a quick timeout, and when we come back, Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll help you make some money with Circa Sports Illinois. Want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Sunnyside Dispensary. Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your football season, and we need it now more than ever with playoff stresses at an all-time high. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. They make it as convenient for you as humanly possible, and they have locations all over the city as far as south as Champaign. They got one right there on the north side, right down the street from Wrigley Field. So make sure you hit those guys up and head to their website for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter the promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. For returning customers, use the code CHGO50. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 or older or Illinois medical card holders. And then, of course, finally, got to hit up our good friends over at Brunt Workwear here for this winter season because we're getting nailed, ladies and gentlemen. We have been getting snow on top of snow on top of snow. I saw a thing that said that we have gotten as much snow this year that we did all of last winter. So this one is going to be a relentless winter season. You want to make sure you get some Brunt Workwear boots because for me, whether you're on a job site or you're shoveling or you're at the tailgate with us for the 3 of these last 4 home games, you need boots that are waterproof. Those are the ones that are going to keep you insulated, keep you comfortable. They're going to be built to last. That's what Brunt Workwear is known for. And, hey, holiday season's coming up. Either treat yourself or treat the good people in your life with something built to last and that has comfort. And so you hit up with our listeners, get $10 off your entire order with code CHGO at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use the code CHGO. Order today and let them know Bragg sent you. That's right. We're here on the Brick by Brick podcast with Lance Briggs and Jerry Azumah as we're getting you into Thursday night football and a really interesting slate of NFL games here for week 15. And we are hitting up our friends over at Circa Sports Illinois with the bets. That's right. The bets. Bet them up. We appreciate Circa Sports Illinois always, and we are getting our lines and our picks from the NFL slate here in Week 15 from Circa Sports Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get into it. Look right here at the Bears and Browns. As of last night when I kind of put these graphics in.
Are these ones right?
Yeah, this is all correct.
Way to check them, Steven.
Yeah. How about everyone shut up? 7.5 point, 7.5 point favorites for the Bears at home. The over-under set at 39, a lower number than we're used to. So obviously that cold weather, I think, is something Circa is looking at there. 7.5 is a pretty big number, Jerry.
I like the Bears at 10.
You like the Bears? They're
yes.
going to cover.
They are definitely going to cover. I got the Bears covering,
Lance,
for sure.
What do you think?
I got the Bears covering. I don't know, by 10. And I think it depends on how our commitment to the run. I think we'll be very successful. I think this could be a game where we have another 200-yard rushers. If we have that, I think 10 is a legitimate number.
Like, especially with these conditions, I mean, running the football is going to be extremely important. You start running the ball early and often, and you start running it effectively, we're going to make this Browns defense buckle. You know what I'm saying? And we have a really good offensive line that can clean things out, a really good dual threat running backs in the backfield. So this thing is set up for the Bears to, like, dominate this game on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you do have Mason Graham, who was somebody that I was big on for the Bears to potentially draft if he fell to 10 out of Michigan. And then the Browns did lose Malik Collins, defensive tackle, who was a big anchor in the middle of that defensive line. So, yeah, they're 13th in rushing yards given up, so they're kind of middle of the pack. But when you lose a guy like Collins in the middle, that's certainly going to hurt you as well. And I know they have some other injuries they're dealing with as the injury reports kind of trickling out here this week. So, 7.5. I think most people are going to probably take the Bears to cover. It's a big number. I mean, the Bears have played a lot of bad teams. They kind of seem to play up and down to their competition. I think that's one thing you have to consider with these Bears. You know, whether it's the Raiders blocked field goal or, you know, the Giants game where Caleb has to, you know, pull something at the end. And so it's never really come easy short of that Eagles game, which was a shocker. But you're hoping now at this point in the season, you heard Ben Johnson talk about this the other day, like they are getting into their game plan so much faster earlier in the week, according to Ben Johnson. And so I think they've now reached a point to, at least from an offensive standpoint, they know who they are as a team. And so now it's just about executing and installing that game plan, as opposed to early in the year when they're trying to come up with a game plan and not really know who you are as a team from an identity standpoint. So
we need to get our tight ends working on this game too.
Yeah.
You know, it should be a smash mouth football game and working with the tight ends and an occasional shot downfield.
That was almost one of my keys because you saw it in the Packer game. They keep taking till the second half to get the tight ends involved. Yeah. And I know you harp on this all the time. And you're 100% right. They got to talk about getting Caleb off to a fast start. Have him throw to the tight end a few times.
Yes.
You know?
And Ben, we must trust. And Ben, we must trust.
Oh,
Take what the defense gives you. Take what the defense gives you.
Debbie Downer.
Just Lance always carrying
go
the
ahead,
water.
Lance. God.
I'm just a guy, man.
All right, let's look at the Week 15 NFL slate. Can you believe it? Week 15, only 4 weeks to go. And I filled up this slate with a lot of games that have playoff and Bears implications. You got Falcons at Bucks coming up here in just a few minutes on Thursday Night Football. You've got the Titans at 49ers. Be great if the Titans could do the Bears a favor.
What's a solid Titans?
At 325. None of the noon games except for the Bears-Browns game matter. So I like that. There won't be any other distractions for the noon slate. But this 325 slate, they have a couple more games than they normally do at that time. And all of them are games, in my opinion, if you're really hyper obsessed with the playoff picture, are things you need to look at. The Lions-Rams game being the biggest one. Matt Stafford taking on the Lions at his house in L.A. That's going to be a huge playoff implication. Rams trying to hold on to that number 1 seed in the NFC. Lions trying to hold on for dear life here in the playoffs and to try to get one of those final wildcard spots or find a way to win the NFC North still. They're not out of that picture as well. Colts at Seahawks. I highly doubt Phillip Rivers is starting this game on Sunday, but I have no idea.
Well, Riley Leonard, who's supposed to be the backup, he's a little banged up. He might not be able to go.
Right. So I don't know.
Not have a choice.
Isn't there Richardson?
He's on IR.
Too.
He's on IR, huh?
Yeah. All their quarterbacks are hurt. That's why they brought in Rivers. So maybe he will play. Grandpa Rivers takes on the Seahawks. Again, another NFC playoff implication game.
Seahawks all the way.
Then you got Packers at Broncos at 325. Another big game where two teams from the top of the AFC and NFC. Broncos are at the top of the NFL right now at 11-2, having won 10 games in a row at home in that altitude of Denver. Green Bay coming off a pretty physical game against the Bears. They're going to be playing another physical game against the Broncos leading into
it's gonna be a good game.
Round 2 of the Bears here coming up next Saturday. And then Vikings at Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Cowboys have a very small chance at this point when you look at the playoff picture of getting in after their loss last week to the Lions, but they're certainly not out of it. And the Vikings, put up a big number last week against the Washington Commanders. J.J. McCarthy, figuring some things out with 3 touchdown passes. So we'll see if he's going to pick up the pace because the Vikings do play the Lions and the Packers at home to end the year. And then you have Dolphins, Steelers on Monday Night Football, which nobody really cares about. Outside of the one thing for me, the reason I think there is something to pay attention to in that regard is Rodgers beat the Ravens last week, started to play a little better. Now you got the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. I'm hoping they can build a little momentum because Rodgers and the Steelers go to Detroit next week. And so, like, these are all games that I'm kind of looking at in that regard. So let's go through some of the lines here. I don't know how you guys feel about some of these. You got Bucks as 4.5-point favorites.
The Bucks over the past three games have been very disappointing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. 4.5 seems like a lot.
Right?
They lost to the Saints, I think, at home.
Does it make you feel better if I told you Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan both expected back for this game?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to help because offensively they have not been clicking, so that's definitely going to help.
Yeah.
But I still don't trust it.
Bucks 4.5, not trusting it.
Not trusting
Briggs, where are you at on the 4.5? You taking the Bucks?
Bucks bounce back. They bounce back. They get two more of their playmakers back. They find that rhythm or get back into that rhythm that they were in early on in the season. Because I think when they were a team that kind of peaked early, you always want to peak at the right time, and they peaked probably too soon. So you got to find that groove again.
But Baker hasn't really been on point though.
Yeah.
The past 3 games either. So
yeah, he started out on an
MVP
MVP trajectory.
On fire.
Then he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he got hurt.
And then things have kind of fallen off.
He's probably still
He's always talking shit. He's always talking trash all the time. You know what I mean? That's called karma, biting him in the ass.
That's kind of what I can relate. It's something that I'm notorious for, talking a lot of shit, and then it coming back to haunt me. But Briggs, we probably do have to listen to you a little more because last week you were calling some things last week when we went through these lines, and you said the Lions were going to bounce back against the Cowboys, and boy did they ever! That was a big win for them.
You guys bit my head off when I said it. You were like, no, there's no way. Nope, there's no way. There's no way.
We didn't do all that.
All right, calm down.
We didn't do all that.
Now, you don't have to make things up, okay? We give you credit, and then you take it, and then you make up things,
Show some grace.
Humble. I don't know. Listen, I was humble when I played. This is retirement, okay?
I've never been humble.
Let me get to the Hall of Fame. I'll show you humble.
Yeah. That's humble. There's humble brags.
Oh, I like it.
Humble brags. Yeah.
I like it.
That's humble brags. Classy. Very classy.
Still not clean shaven. You not be clean shaven and wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's AI, Lance. It's AI.
I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio I photoshopped over.
Yeah, I wore a tuxedo. So my good friend had a wedding, and it says on the invitation black tie affair, and so it says somewhere in the invitation we prefer you to wear a tuxedo, right? So I rent a tuxedo, wear one, and nobody at the wedding is wearing a tuxedo except for the wedding party. There's 3 other guys that wore a tuxedo, and I'm looking around was the directions not why am I
You're the only
here?
jerk that wore a tuxedo. Nice.
I asked the groom, I go, so wait, you guys want people wearing tuxedos? They're like, yeah, that's what my mom wants. So
You were just doing what you were told.
And then I get there,
it's fine,
and it looks like I'm trying to slide into the wedding party. Nobody else wearing tuxedos. I look like a complete idiot.
Should have just slid in there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, let's get to the rest of the lines here as we roll through and wrap things up here. You got the Niners with a huge number, 12.5-point favorites on the Titans. Cam Ward, they're disrespecting you. Don't let them disrespect you like this. We need them Titans to win. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know.
49ers by 21.
Man, that's going to be
the Titans are going to let everyone down.
The Bears play the 49ers here in a few weeks. Let's see who else we got here. You got Colts, Seahawks, another huge number.
Lee, look at these numbers.
What is this, college
football?
These
numbers are crazy.
You got the Seahawks, who has 14-point favorites over the Colts. Man, I'm taking I'm taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Colts. I'm not taking
the
that.
Colts on the to cover, not to win, but to cover.
I'm taking Sam. Could have been a Viking right now. Darnold. I'm taking him and the Seahawks. Absolutely, they're hot right now.
Yeah, they are hot. They are definitely hot. They're fighting for that
points,
number one seed here. All right, let's keep rolling through. What else we got, Steven? We got Broncos, Packers at Broncos. Packers are 2.5-point favorites on the road in Denver.
Broncos.
The Packers are favorites over the best team in the NFL at their house.
Broncos, let's go. Disrespectful.
Packers going to win that. Packers going to win by 3.
All right, Briggs.
Golly. God, I can't even.
You guys,
listen.
Do you want
can't
me to
believe
do
you
this based
said
off
that
of my?
word.
Do you want me to do this based off of my feelings or what I truly believe is going to happen?
That's true. We're trying to help people make money, and if I was
the
being
Broncos
honest,
are going to win.
Okay, well, you got the. I'm
What are we
actually
talking about?
siding with Briggs. I think the Packers will beat the Broncos. I don't have much faith in Bo Nix, but I do have faith in the Broncos pass rush. They will get
That
after
defense
you.
is strong.
And maybe Jordan Love, was able to sit back and make a sandwich on the Bears pass rush, but it's going to be a different day at the office in Denver.
The Commanders should have beat them in overtime. They should have beat them in overtime.
Yeah, everybody shoulda, coulda.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos and Bears are very similar in a lot of ways, where their quarterback is inconsistent, and then all of a sudden the fourth quarter plays great.
Mm-hmm.
They win a lot of close games. They have great coaching, and they're just kind of on like one of those miracle runs in a lot of ways. I think the Broncos and Bears have mirrored each other in a lot of ways, and hopefully that leads all the way to the Super Bowl in the Get No Respect Bowl between two teams that nobody really is believing in at this point.
The Navy Blue and Orange Bowl. Yes.
Yeah, that too. And the All-City Bowl here with DNVR versus CHGO. We got the Lions at L.A. Versus the Rams. You got 5.5-point favorites for the Rams and a big number on the over-under. They expect a lot of points to be scored in this game.
Lions cover.
55. You got Lions covering, Jerry?
Lions cover. They're not going to win, but they're going to cover.
I'm just bracing you guys right now. If the Bears take care of business at noon against the Browns, and the Lions-Rams are at 325, and the Packers-Broncos are at 325, by the time we start the Brick by Brick after show, I'm going to be a mess.
Screaming.
Because all I care about is that game. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to have it on in front of me at somewhere while I'm doing my job. And I'm probably going to do a terrible job at my job on the post game. We won't let you. I'm literally, our producer Steven is also head of production at CHGO, and I just figured I'd warn him now that
you'll be all right.
That
we'll
We're
get
the
you a
best
glizzy.
in the business, Braggs. We're the best in the business.
Yeah,
we'll get him a glizzy. He'll be good.
I'm going to need you guys to carry me on Sunday because my ADD, you can't expect me to not.
Up.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching these games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill my gap. You fill your gap, and Zoom's got the angle route. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, they better not run that.
And and then we'll make sure we ream them.
Yep. Gonna ream their ass.
We're gonna ream their ass. All right, so that's gonna be a big one. Lions Rams gonna be a big one. Cowboy, and then Packers Broncos. Then you got the other division matchup: Vikings at Cowboys. On Sunday Night Football. Not sure why they didn't flex this game, but they didn't. And I guess because the Cowboys, but they are 5.5-point favorites on the Minnesota Vikings. Jerry, any thought on that?
Cowboys cover.
Cowboys cover. Okay.
Yep.
No love for JJ after a 28-0 win or something over the Commanders.
Good for him.
Have the Commanders won since they lost to the Bears?
The Commanders aren't that great at all.
They lost every game since they played the Bears?
I think they won one. Oh, I'll look.
I mean, that's crazy.
Bad,
and then you got Dolphins, Steelers here, as Steelers are 3.5-point favorites at home. Warm weather team coming up to the cold weather in Pittsburgh. Not really sure what the temperature or conditions will be like.
They didn't stop them last week against the Jets.
Yeah, that's true.
I like the Dolphins to cover here.
Dolphins starting to pick up a little steam here.
Dolphins are starting to play a little better.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Commanders have lost every game since the Bears.
Wow, the Commanders have
broke
lost
'em.
every game since they played the Bears.
It's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Payback. Karma.
How many in a row is that, Steven? How many in a row is that? Because the Bears lost 10 in a row.
They've lost 8 in a row, including 2 in overtime.
Beautiful.
And who do they play the next 2 weeks?
They get season. We get the Giants and the Eagles.
I mean, how crazy would that be that if last year the Bears lose to the Commanders on a last-second play and then go on to lose 10 in a row from that point on.
I love it.
And then the Commanders lose to the Bears on a last-second play and could potentially, if they don't win their next 2 games, lose 10 in a row. That's crazy.
Moving on.
Yeah. Well,
I've heard crazier.
yeah. So, all right. Well, there's your lines from BETS and our good friends over at Circa Sports Illinois. We appreciate
Thanks,
everyone, doing their thing and downloading the Circa Sports app. Go to circasports.com and get all your gambling needs.
Place those
there.
bets.
So, all right, boys. I think that wraps things up here for the Brick by Brick podcast. Appreciate you guys as always working hard. We're having fun as we are in the playoff hunt. Big game coming up here on Sunday. Thank you again to everyone that tuned in here as you get set for Thursday Night Football. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tune in here to, if you haven't watched the CHGO Bears podcast from earlier today, make sure you check that out. We did a good job breaking down this upcoming game as well with some special guests from DNVR with our guy RK. And then Hogan Johns here tomorrow morning, and I know they've got some special things in the works for that show as well. So thank you, Steven, as always, for running the ones and twos. And Briggs and Azumah, appreciate you guys very much. And we will
appreciate you.
We will see you on Sunday. That's right. What are you doing with your fingers there?
I'm getting ready for you. I'm getting ready for you.
Come on.
Oh, I thought, okay. It was like an orchestra, like a conductor.
I'm ready too.
All right. Keep your head up. And always bear down. We'll see you Sunday.
We all silly like the mayor.